Thank you very much, Gladwin and Arun. So let's all start. Let's start the meeting. And I want to invite Rodney. Before that, we have a very short message. I want to roll up that short video. Some of you have already seen it, but for others who have not seen it, it's just 2 minutes video. Are you at 211 degrees?
212.
Do you have an extra 1 degree to power the locomotive? And this is what we call as the transformation journey. And I think the answer is yes. If it is not, today is Sunday afternoon, right? Many of you would have just sat, taking a nap. But you made a choice. It's not by chance you're here, but by choice. And choice to make this organization somewhere else, right? Where you want it to be. And that's why we have this amendment process. Hope we will get most of the amendments adjudicated. But when you say yes or no, think one thing. Is this right for the organization? Do not think who is in the power today, who is going to be in the power tomorrow. Is this right to the organization? If it is right, say yes. If it is wrong, say no. Do not be obligated to say yes, looking at other people. That's one thing. Second, I want to say, when we asked a small amendment committee to look at the bylaws. They ask only one, we give only one direction. So look at if there is any conflicting things, try to avoid it, make more clarifications, and also don't look at who are at the current position, look for the long term. That's the only direction we gave to the committee. And also, we asked all the members, and many of you have submitted, you will see that, have submitted, we got an opportunity for you to come up with the amendments, which you have submitted. We gave 23 days for you to review it. Hopefully you have read it and understood it. If not, there are 5 minutes or so, we want you to go to the rules, and then we'll say yes or no and get passed. With that, I just want to end this with short message with the quote that I received just now. Work for a cause and not for an applause. Live life to express and not to impress. With that, I want to turn over to Rodney, who will be our MC. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm Rodney Quadros. I'm the current VP of Finance, and I'll also be the moderator for today's discussion and meeting that we have. So I just want to go through the ground rules with everyone. The first ground rule is, this is a special general body meeting for the purpose of amendment of the bylaws so that we continue implementing the MAGIC transformation plan. That is, the MCA's plan to transform itself as a valued organization. Hence, only questions that are related to the transformation and related to the amendment of the bylaws will be entertained. There is an AGM, that is the annual general body meeting, planned on Saturday, the 12th of March 2016, to go through the financials and non-financials information and answers to any other questions related to MCAC's operation. Everyone should follow the law of the land and respect and obey the facilitator, as in the moderator's instructions. Everyone will have a chance to voice their opinion as long as the time permits. Due to limited time, some amendments may be put to vote after reasonable amount of discussion. That is, if we do not come to a decision or if we need more time to discuss, we will be putting those items in a parking lot and we will come back to those items later. The items that will be passed initially, we can work through them. Be courteous, polite in the discussions. We are all Mangalorean Catholics. We are all come here as a group to improve our association. We should all respect each other, and we have to be courteous and polite in our discussions and bring forward valid points. I will now hand over to Irene Arana, who is going to go through an abridged version of the transformation plan.
I'm Arana, VP of Programs. The reason we did this is because we do notice a couple of people could not attend the roadshow for any reason. So the main question, why are we talking about transformation? I think earlier in this year, after we did mention about having an SGM and having a transformation plan in place at the Monty Fest. And following that, we sent out a survey to all of the members requesting answers to 3 questions: stop what for MCAC, start what, and continue what. So the transformation plan is based off of that primarily. The second is that being a 501c3 corporation, that involves a little bit of responsibilities towards the community at large, and these responsibilities are dictated at a state and at a federal level. And another thing to take into account is that we have grown. We know in 5 years our association has grown to almost over double. So taking that into consideration, we came up with a transformation plan. The way we approach this is like, the 5 of us thought, let's identify the shortcomings first, and that was the reason we sent out the survey. Following that, the board members sat together and tried and proposed a solution for each of the concerns that were raised by the members. We then formulated a transformation plan, and we called it MAGIC. So in our term, we hope to execute MAGIC 1, and then hopefully that continues. We do realize that when you're putting a process in place, you definitely are going to have a few downsides to it. So we have included a phase where we call lessons learned, and we'll document this so that this will help the future boards as well. So stop what? A lot of the questions in the survey, I think, were mostly pointed towards the WADO, but definitely towards the way the board is functioning and the way MCAC operates today. So the board sat together, we took up the bylaws, which is our rules and regulations, and we proposed a few amendments to address a few concerns. Regarding the WADO, we decided that removing it would probably not be in the best interest of every MCAC member. So we thought of looking at it another angle and said, why not we redefine the structure and see if there is something that we can improve within it. For the general comments that came through, people were requesting for more opportunities for youth, opportunities for elderly, the people at large. So we came up with a few ideas which will be explained in Magic Wand. As for events, people raised an important concern, one being children collecting money at events, which is against the law of the state. So we've taken that into consideration, that no longer will happen. Excessive spending, I mean, again, it will be probably curbed to the fact that we will limit it to the funds we receive for the event and not necessarily use the sponsorship budget, which can be used towards the growth of the organization. So start what? A lot of these responses that came in as a free-form text, and the best way to kind of analyze the requirements was to push it into something called a word cloud. So the word cloud basically takes in the most repeated word and enlarges it or emphasizes it. So as you can see, youth has been enlarged, definitely involvement of members, culture, events, prayers, charity, workshops. So these were all the requirements, all the ideas that came forward to the board. Continue on. People are very happy with the way everything has been going on with our 3 events, with the fact that we are a Mangalorian association. We definitely enforce that we have cultural programs in it. They like the fact that their children get to benefit from this. So all of that, I think all of the members who responded gave us a green signal and said, go ahead, continue what you guys are doing. But of course, please keep in mind that there are further requirements you would like. So now the next question, what is magic? Magic is a good term that was coined by our president, and it says Mangalorians accepting growth, incorporating culture. It definitely comes for the basis of all of this, which is power to the people. By this we mean to empower members, we mean to strengthen locally, and to serve the community. These are the 3-pronged approach of magic. We're taking everything that we have planned into the transformation plan that can serve these 3 main goals. So let the magic begin. What did we do? What were our guiding principles? The first thing we took into consideration was the MCAC history, the work that the previous boards have put in together, the structure that has been formulated for us, and all the tools that they have already made or grown for us that we could leverage. The next thing we took into consideration was, being a 501(c)(3), what are the requirements that we need to meet in order to keep the status active and alive? We redefined the organization structure because we realized that today the MCAC board is comprised of 5 members and 5 advisory members. But an important thing to note is that this is all based off of volunteer time. And as much as we would like to do things, sometimes it's our other commitments towards family or our existing jobs that can prevent us to achieve certain goals. So we thought if we could redefine the organizational structure, probably we can get help from other members who are silently helping us today, but maybe give them a little more of responsibility and hear what they have to say and how we can grow. The next thing we took into consideration was empowering the members. By empowering the members, we mean we definitely want to be a base to teach our youth certain soft skills, certain skills, not only youth, I think even the adults, certain skills that you can probably learn from one another that you're not taught maybe at college or maybe at your jobs. How do you prepare for like an effective PowerPoint presentation? How do you go about certain of the tools that we use today? And things like that. Strengthen locally, by this we're referring to our WADOs. We want to definitely keep them strong and going, and we have come up with ideas we can do that. Serve the community is one of the things that come out from being a charitable and a philanthropic organization. And by serving the community, it not necessarily means only giving a monetary donation. It could also be volunteering your time. And in this process, probably identify and address future needs. A good attitude that Lancy started with, which I really liked, was, he said, if an egg is broken by an outside force, a life ends. And if an egg breaks from within, a life begins. So one thing he made sure that we all knew is that great things start from within. Leveraging MCAC history, and I'm going to go over this, we have established ourselves over 6 years. We have 4 functional WADOs. Our memberships have increased by 50% since the inception. And we have established tools to use for leverage, such as accounting, bank accounts, the tools that we use, the portal itself, the website, the fact that we have an event planning calendar today, ways to plan an event, sponsorship, the letters, the templates, all of that. Some of the challenges we face is that the structure of the board prevents additional event organizing. Like I come back to my point before, it is because of the limited time that we have and the fact that we're all working as volunteers. The next challenging thing that has come up is VADOs, and some of them are having a few problems, and we definitely need to address that. And another thing is that we need more tools, or we need to enhance our tools to grow. If you're a charitable organization, we definitely need to have a place where we can say, okay, donate a certain amount of money online. How do you base your reports out of this? How do you calculate for all of this? So we're looking for tools and to increase our charitable outreach as an organization. Being a 501(c)(3) has brought in great benefits. I think the first being that we are tax exempt. I know. The first being that we are tax exempt. And that helps us save a big bunch of money when we're making big ticket purchases for food and stuff. Another thing is that we do get a bunch of free technology tools, whether it's Wix or it's Salesforce, so that's great. We are in a state to receive private and public donations today. And most important, we are protected from personal liability. 501(c)(3) also brings a certain formality and structure into place, which is good. And of course, they have a whole bunch of benefits. Some of the demands of being a 501(c) is that we need official paperwork. We need to change the direction of MCAC, that is the inclusion of charitable and philanthropic needs, and how we're going to address this in a proper manner. This demands more time and energy that is required by the organization, so we need to know how to tackle that. And there is increased accountability on management of this organization. The new organizational structure will work this way. We've decided that, or we've proposed that the executive board would now have a set of standing committees, a special one-time committees if needed, if the need arises, and of course the VADO and the Gurkha and the Gurkhans. The executive board and the standing committee together would form something called the executive committee that would work towards the goals, the events, and the growth of MCAC. We're definitely backed by an advisory council who is there to oversee that the operations go in a smooth and appropriate manner. And in the new structure, we've placed the members at the top, so the members come first, and there is a two-way prong of communication between the executive board and the advisory council. So things will be kept open, will be kept transparent between the three of us. Some of the standing committees that we're suggesting is, one being a social activities committee. We have come up with a few objectives and activities and metrics, and also a team structure for them. The social activities committees would be basically to address personal, professional, spiritual, and social needs. This can and not only be limited to the events we have, but also to workshops or to retreats or to any other events that MCAC would like to organize. The public relations committee would be to obtain and disseminate information. This kind of already exists and is in form of Diana being the newsletter editor, and she is definitely backed up by Dylan, who is the VP of Public Relations, and also by the VADO editors. So this in fact is kind of a public relations committee, and that's what they will probably go into. The next committee, which is new, is a philanthropic committee. We need them definitely to help identify charitable causes. We also need them to help raise funds for these charitable causes. The technology committee is another committee that exists today. It is a committee that is formed that takes care of the portal to ensure its smooth operations, is looking into additional tools for the growth, and is also looking into things like the website and how can we manage content on that. The election committee will be a new committee, and their main goal would be to seek nominations, conduct elections, and install leaders for the organization. So the basis of MAGIC is, we look at it this way, MAGIC is needed to empower members, I come back to this again, strengthen locally, and definitely serve the community. By empowering members, it may not be limited only for professional and personal growth, but also for some of the kids or some of the people like me who do not speak Konkani that well. I think it will be great if we can have a Konkani session better networking opportunities for the members, and more involvement of Catholic activities such as retreats, healing sessions, prayer meetings, and things like that. By strengthen locally, we have summarized the points that we're looking at. It will be defining the roles of the Gurkar, defining what a Vado event is, understanding how to segregate membership and Vado enrollment and management, and programs to encourage community involvement. By serving the community, we are looking at activities such as volunteering at a soup kitchen or at a food pantry, and of course donations that can be made to a substantial charitable cause. So we came up with a template of what we are proposing to do in the first phase called Magic 1, and in this one, November 2015, we're hoping that if everybody to the SGM agrees, we're able to go ahead and form the committees for each of these individual prongs that we have associated, being social activities, public relations, philanthropic, technical, and elections. In December, of course, we have our Christmas event. We're looking at opening a Toastmasters chapter. From the public relations standpoint, we're looking at newsletter ideas and how we can do this in a more effective way to probably increase the hits on the website, so that that can be a good selling point for sponsorships. And again, so on and so forth for Jan and Feb. This is a roadmap with critical milestones, and we'll probably run through this through the entire session, and maybe you'll be able to see a more clear picture by the end of today's meeting. I now invite you all to take, do you have any questions at this point? Kit Kat?
Do you need a break or speak on it?
Yes, I think let's take a break. Like if everyone is hungry a little bit, maybe wants to grab lunch, we can do that. Let's continue with the amendments. Okay.
First part.
Okay. Yeah, if people want lunch, maybe you can grab it and then take a seat and we can continue with the amendments. Let's do that. Okay, in 10 minutes.
Right. Feed the hungry is what I say. भगवान से पुण्य पाएगा. Oh brother, long time no see.
I tried out. You got it.
ये वो टेबल पे रखें, वो टेबल इधर इधर ला, इधर और ओपन कर लो.
What do you